This is Newsnight. Let's return now to one of our top stories. The Public Protector is set to leave office next week, but there is a twist. Thuli Madonsela now investigating the controversial Gupta family, and we're going to get some analysis now on the race against time, so to speak. Paul Hoffman, Director of the rights group Accountability Now. He joins us via Skype. Advocate Hoffman, good evening to you. So in your opinion then, how important is this probe, and what exactly do you think Thuli Madonsela is trying to establish?
Good evening, Jeremy, and to your listeners, to your viewers as well. I think this is probably the most important probe that the Public Protector has been involved in since the establishment of the office, let alone the period of Thuli Madonsela's leadership there. The complaints have been alive, and since March this year, when the Jesuits and the DA complained that there seemed to be evidence of state capture. That occurred in the wake of a deputy minister saying that the Guptas offered him a post in the cabinet, and Faithy Mentor came out of the woodwork on Facebook and said something similar. And a former official in the presidency, Themba Maseku, also gave a lot of chapter and verse on it. Since then, Johan van Lochrenberg at SARS has published a book called Rogue, which gives a lot of chapter and verse on the striving to capture SARS itself. And that I think, is probably why the Public Protector has got PricewaterhouseCoopers on board in order to do forensic accounting investigations in relation to the copies of the secret dossier which von Lochrenberg made available for purposes of the investigation.
Paul Hoffman, given that she's probably, as we speak, packing her office up, she's leaving it a bit late, isn't she?
Yes, she certainly won't get past the preliminary investigation point, because as we all know, the modus operandi of the Public Protector is to produce an interim report before a publicly published final report is produced. But of course, if PricewaterhouseCoopers have been beavering away on the forensic accounting side, and von Lochrenberg has spilt the beans publicly in relation to SARS, it may well be that there are aspects of the investigation on which she is indeed in a position to produce an interim report at this stage.
How does the remit of the Public Protector's office work? In other words, is it incumbent then upon the incoming Public Protector to pick this particular investigation up with perhaps the degree of urgency that some might say it deserves?
Yes, I think that what we all need to bear in mind is that we need a Public Protector who has the three I's: integrity, impartiality, and of course, independence. The fact that Thuli Madonsela is retiring on the 14th is neither here nor there from the point of view of the Constitution, which requires that the Public Protector, whoever it is, must investigate complaints, report on complaints, and take appropriate remedial action. Those constitutional duties are there for her successor.
Advocate Hoffman, I'm being told that the meeting today, that much vaunted meeting between Thuli Madonsela and President Zuma, is now over. It's been described as cordial. We know nothing else, but maybe you'd like to speculate on what type of questions she either would have or should have put to the President.
Yes, I understand that 4 hours were set aside, so it clearly wasn't, do you admit that you are attempting to capture the state for your friends, the Guptas? No, I don't. That would have been a complete waste of time, and it certainly wouldn't have taken 4 hours. I think that what Thuli Madonsela would have been doing is putting the contents of the SARS dossier, which has been given to her by Johan van Lochrenberg, to the President page by page, item by item, for his comment on what is in that dossier relating to his own involvement in nefarious activities that SARS was investigating over the years. I think there will also be requests for telephone records because, as you know, Moseka said that he had a phone call from the president as he was going to the Guptas. Now, clearly, the record of that would lend credence to his version of what went on when the Guptas sought the assistance of Moseka.
Advocate Hoffman, just in conclusion, I've now just been given a statement which we have received from the Office of the Public Protector. I'd like to pick your brains on 2 paragraphs if I can. The first says the President and his advisors further advised that the President had, and I quote, not had time to prepare answers with legal advice given the investigation timeline. The statement concludes, after lengthy deliberations and taking into account that the case is a part-heard matter, it was agreed that the President would be given a set of questions to answer and he would then meet again with the Public Protector, one assumes it's the new Public Protector, and provide answers on matters needing clarity. That was pretty much how we expected it to play out today, I presume.
Yes, it's the traditional Stalingrad strategy that the Zuma administration has resorted to in relation to anything and everything in which he is in trouble, and entirely to be expected. It seems that he wasn't able to just bat the Public Protector away by padding up outside the off stump. He's got questions that he has to answer, and he doesn't want to answer them too quickly and without legal advice, which is fair enough. But you will see that there will be every effort to spin this thing out as long as possible.
Well, just to extend that cricket analogy, one wonders how many short balls were bowled at him. Advocate Paul Hoffman, thank you very much indeed, from the organisation Accountability Now, exploring the next step in the ongoing Gupta investigation. This is Newsnight.